Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am here with my July book of the month haul. I never have any self-control, so we're here with 4 books. The bookmark this month cracked me up. It says I'm in my villain era. Like, yes, absolutely obsessed. I do have like a referral link in the description of my videos to book of the month if you would like to join. I think you get your first book for like $9.99, but it changes, and then I get a book for free, like an add-on book. Teriel recently joined. Thank you so much for using my link. So if you would like to sign up, I'll leave that down there for you. I got 4 books this month, as I said. So the first one is Little Monsters by Adrienne Brodeur. I should really look up how to pronounce these things before I start a video. So the little synopsis is that it's set in Cape Cod, and it's about people who lose their mother when they're small and have been haunted by her absence ever since. Their father, Adam, a brilliant oceanographer, raised them mostly on his own in a remote home in Cape Cod, where the attachment between these 2 siblings deepened into something complicated, and as adults, their relationship was strained. Now, years later, the siblings' lives are deeply entwined. One is a successful businessman with political ambitions and a picture-perfect family whose name is Ken, and Abby is a talented visual artist who depends on her brother's goodwill in part because he owns the studio where she lives and works. So basically it's about their struggling with each other, and figuring out some things with their dad's birthday, and working through some of their family stuff. Something interesting to me as an add-on. I also added on The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I've actually never read a Riley Sager book, but I love thrillers and I hear really good things, and they're classic ones. Let me pull up the synopsis for this one. So it says, at 17, Lenora Hope hung her sister with a rope. Now reduced to a schoolyard chant, the Hope family murder shocked the Maine coast one bloody night in 1929. Where most people assume 17-year-old Lenora was responsible, the police will never be able to prove it. Other than her denial after the killing, she has never spoken publicly about the night, nor has she set foot outside of Hope's End, the cliffside mansion where the massacre occurred. Stabbed her father with a knife, took her mother's happy life. It's now 1983, and home health aide Kit McDeer arrives at the decaying Hope Inns to care with Lenora after her previous nurse fled in the middle of the night. In her 70s and confined to a wheelchair, Lenora was rendered mute by a series of strokes and can only communicate with Kit by tapping out sentences on an old typewriter. One night, Lenora uses it to make a tantalizing offer. I want to tell you everything. It wasn't me, Lenora said, but she's the only one not dead. As Kit helps Lenora write the events leading to the Hope family massacre, it becomes clear there's more than one tale about people than the people know. When the details about her predecessor's departure come to light, Kit starts to suspect Lenora might not be telling the complete truth, and the seemingly harmless woman in her care could be far more dangerous than she first thought. So I thought that was a really interesting, thriller approach, where it's kind of telling the story years later as this woman's in her old age. So those were both add-ons for this month, and then these are both July picks that I got. So the first one is Dark Corners by Megan Golden, and this is another thriller. The synopsis is, Terrence Bailey is about to be released from prison for breaking and entering through investigators have long suspected him of the murders of 6 women. As his release date approaches, Bailey gets a surprise visit from Madison Logan, a hot young influencer with a huge social media following. Hours later, Madison disappears and the police suspect she's been kidnapped or worse. Is Madison's disappearance connected to her visit to Bailey? And why is she visiting him in the first place? When they hit a wall in the investigation, the FBI reluctantly asks for Rachel Crowell's help in finding the missing influencer. Madison seems to only exist on social media, has no family, no friends, and other than her posts, most people have never seen her. Who is she really? Using a fake Instagram account, Rachel goes undercover to BuzzCon, a popular influencer conference where she discovers a world of fierce rivalry that may have turned lethal. When police find a body of a woman with a tattoo of a snake eating its tail, identical to the tattoo Rachel had seen on Bailey's hand, the FBI consider a chilling possibility. Bailey has an accomplice, an outside and dangerous obsession with influencers, including Rachel Crowell herself. Suddenly the target of a monster hiding in plain sight, Rachel is forced to confront the real dangers that lurk in the dark corners of the internet. So I also like this approach. It feels like a little different from some thrillers I've read recently of like a influencer being a part of the situation. And then the last book I got, honestly, I just loved the cover. Like, it's beautiful. I actually know somebody with their last name and it's spelled this way, which is kind of an uncommon spelling, and so I like had to get it. It's contemporary fiction, which I'm not always drawn to. The synopsis is: when Tara Connolly is released from prison after serving 18 months on a drug charge. For a second I was like, am I reading the same thing as this other one? But it's different. She knows rebuilding her life at 30 years old won't be easy. With no money and no prospects, she returns home to live with her siblings, who are both busy with their own problems. Her brother, a single dad, struggles with the ongoing effects of brain injury he sustained years ago, and her sister's fragile facade of calm and order is cracking under the burden of big secrets. Life becomes even more complicated when the cop who put her in prison keeps showing up unannounced, leaving Tara to wonder what he wants from her now. While she works to build a new career and hold her family together, Tara finds a chance at love in the most unlikely place. But when the Connolly secrets start to unravel and threaten her future, they all must face their worst fears and come clean, or risk losing each other forever. The Connollys of County Down is a moving novel about testing the bounds of love and loyalty, explores the possibility of beginning our lives anew, and reveals the pitfalls of shielding each other from the bitter truth. So these all sounded interesting to me. Again, I have no self-control. Am I reading this many books of the month right now? No, I've been reading like series on Kindle. I don't know what I think I'm doing, but here we are in my villain era buying all the books. So if you were interested in trying out Book of the Month, again, my link is down below. No pressure, but if you would like to, it's there. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and be good to yourself today.